Oh, that's pretty cool. Woby Design Camera Jig. I've got a CNC, and I'd like to get rid of that tripod. It's so clumsy in the shop.
Bro, you could make that so much better.
Yeah, I could make it better.
You still got to give Woby credit.
Okay, calm down. I'll give Woby credit. Calm down. Jeez. You know, both of y'all, leave me alone. I'm gonna order some plywood.
That was fast. Baltic birch plywood from Rockler.
All right, enough shenanigans and bad green screening. Let's get to the build. Now I like to use blue painter's mask and CA glue to hold down my workpieces on the CNC. Some people don't like it. I happen to really like it. I haven't had any issues. Jonathan Katz-Moses has got a video on why it's terrible, and I'll put that card up in the top right if you want to check that out. Now Ben was smart enough to design this entire file that you only had to use a 1/4 inch bit. That meant no tool changes and you could just let her rip. The whole cut took less than an hour, but left me with a ton of cleanup. I need better dust collection on this CNC, but until then, I'll just use my Rockler dust collector to clean it all up. Now that I've got everything cut, I'm gonna lay it out here onto my assembly table and make sure that everything looks good and ready for the next step. Ben also recommends that you put a round over on all these pieces because when you cut it out on the CNC, your end mill will leave one edge just a little bit rough. So this is going to help smooth it all out. With everything having a round over on it, I could just wave my hand and magically they're all black. Now I'm going to start assembling this thing, but I'm going to save you the headache of me explaining what to do, and I'm going to leave a card up in the top right hand corner of Ben's video that shows exactly how to assemble this thing. Why not just hear it from the horse's mouth? After snugging up all the nuts and bolts, it was time to level this thing up. The base I'm going to be using with this jig is a mobile C-stand with locking casters, a super clamp grip head that holds a 3/4 inch pipe, and a 15-pound sandbag. I'll tell you more about the sandbag in a little bit, but it is time to put the jig on the base. Oh yeah. All right, so real world application. I'm at the bench and I need to change my camera angle. On the left, I've got my normal tripod with 3 legs, 2 extensions, and on the right is the new Woby Camera Jig. Let's see how long it takes me to set up for an overhead shot with both the tripod and the Woby Camera Jig. And there we go. All set with the Woby jig, and I'm still fighting my tripod. And guess what? That shot's not even gonna work on the tripod. Woby camera jig for the win. Remember that sandbag I mentioned earlier? Let's talk about that. When you raise this jig up really high and then extend the arm out, it's gonna get really top heavy and wanna fall over. That's not a good thing. So, here's where the sandbag comes in. Simply put it on the back leg and you're set. Top down shot achieved. I'm really looking forward to using this camera jig all over my shop. Not only does it look cool, but it's so functional. I'm gonna be able to get any shot that I could possibly want, and probably shots that I haven't even thought of yet. And it's gonna be easy to get them. At the table saw, no problem. Wheel it around, get my shot. At the assembly table, not a problem. Wheel it around, get my shot. Pretty much, it's the perfect camera jig for the shop. I cannot recommend it enough. Thanks, Ben, for designing such a great jig. I appreciate it. So if you want to make your own jig, I've got all the links in the description below to everything that I used for mine and the original files over at Woby Design. See you guys on the next one.